Do you ever give your whole heart to something and then get treated like yesterday's leftovers? Yeah, that was me. They fired me, but I came back and tripled my pay. Here's my triumphant comeback story. Hi, I am Jasmine. I'm the kind of person who remembers your Wi-Fi password, fixes your printer jam before you even notice it, and somehow keeps the entire company's tech from collapsing, all while sipping lukewarm coffee and dodging passive-aggressive emails. I was the backbone of our IT department for 10 years until they tossed me out like a buggy update. I spent 10 years in that company's IT department. 10 years. That's over 3,300 days of fixing broken servers, recovering lost files, and saving people from their own "I swear I didn't click anything" disasters. I was the quiet hero behind the scenes. No cape, just coffee, code, and a whole lot of patience. I knew every system like the back of my hand. I could reboot the network blindfolded. I was the one they called when the CEO's laptop mysteriously stopped syncing 5 minutes before a board meeting. I was the one who stayed late when everyone else clocked out, just to make sure the next day didn't start with chaos. And then came the new manager. Let's call him Todd, because of course his name was Todd. Todd strutted in like he'd invented the internet. He had that "I read one article on cybersecurity and now I'm an expert" energy. The kind of guy who says things like, "Let's pivot to cloud-first architecture," without knowing what a cloud actually is. From day one, Todd had it out for me. Maybe I intimidated him. Maybe he didn't like that I knew more than he did. Or maybe, and this is my personal theory, he just didn't like competent women who didn't laugh at his jokes. He'd undermine me in meetings, take credit for my work. Once, I built a custom dashboard that saved the sales team hours every week. Todd presented it to the execs like he'd coded it himself. I just sat there blinking, wondering if I'd accidentally walked into an alternate reality. But I kept my head down. I told myself, "You're here to do your job, not play politics." I believed that hard work spoke for itself. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. Not when your manager's ego is louder than your results. One Tuesday morning, just another ordinary day, I walked into the office, coffee in hand, ready to tackle a server migration. Todd called me into his office. No warning, no context. "I'm afraid we're letting you go," he said, with the emotional range of a toaster. I blinked. "Wait, what?" "It's a restructuring thing," he said, avoiding eye contact. "Nothing personal." Nothing personal? I gave this place a decade of my life. I missed birthdays, anniversaries, even my own graduation ceremony because of this job. And now I was being dismissed like a faulty printer? I didn't cry, not then. I just nodded, packed up my things, and walked out. But inside, I was shattered. I felt betrayed, used, like I'd been loyal to a system that saw me as disposable. I didn't cry in Todd's office. I saved that for my car. Parked in the lot where I used to eat lunch and fix broken VPNs. 10 years gone in a 5-minute meeting. No severance, no thank you, just restructuring. I spent the next few days in a fog. My inbox was silent. No one dared reach out, not even the ones I helped through tech meltdowns and toddler tantrums. I wasn't just fired, I was erased. For the next few days, I barely moved. I binged cooking shows, not because I wanted to cook, but because watching someone whip up a soufflé felt more stable than my life. I ate cereal from the box and ignored the stack of resumes on my desk. But then something shifted. I stopped refreshing LinkedIn and started freelancing. Small gigs at first, fixing email servers, cleaning up messy code. I rediscovered my spark. No Todd breathing down my neck, no office politics, just me, my skills, and clients who actually said thank you. I wasn't healed yet, but I was rebuilding, quietly, patiently. Somewhere deep down, I knew the Almighty was coding something special for me. I didn't know it yet, but while I was rebuilding quietly, the company was heading straight for a digital disaster. It started with a text, then 3 missed calls, then an email with the subject line, "Urgent, please help." Turns out, the company's entire system crashed mid-client presentation. The CRM, the live dashboard, the backup server, all down. Todd had promised the execs a streamlined upgrade. What he delivered was digital Armageddon. I sipped my tea and stared at the blinking notifications. For a moment, I considered ignoring them, but curiosity won. I opened the email. Todd was practically begging, "We need you. No one else knows how to fix this." Oh, now I was valuable. I didn't reply right away. I let them sweat. I went for a walk, took a nap, watched a baking fail compilation. Then, hours later, I responded with one line, "I will consider it for triple my old rate, full credit, and written acknowledgement of my work." No smiley face, no fluff, just terms. They agreed within minutes. And just like that, I was back. But this time, I was calling the shots. Walking into that office felt surreal. Same hallway, same flickering light above the break room. But this time, I wasn't clocking in. I was cashing in. Todd looked like he hadn't slept in days. His tie was crooked, his forehead shiny with panic. "We're so glad you could make it," he said, trying to smile. I didn't bother pretending. I was here to fix the mess, not his ego. I reviewed the system. It was worse than I thought. He had tried to streamline the architecture by deleting critical scripts. It was like watching someone remove the engine from a car to make it lighter. I got to work. No small talk, no team huddles, just me, my laptop, and the knowledge Todd never bothered to learn. 6 hours later, the system was humming. The client deal was saved, and I made sure everyone knew who fixed it. I had the email receipts, the logs, and the signatures. "Todd?" He stood there, nodding, while I took a victory lap in silence. After the system was back online, I didn't just walk out. I documented everything. Every line of code I restored, every shortcut Todd had butchered, every fix he didn't understand. I had receipts, literal ones. That night, I posted a sanitized version of the story on LinkedIn. No names, just facts. Got fired, got called back, fixed the mess, got paid triple. Know your worth. I added a screenshot of the thank you email with my name front and center. It blew up. Tech blogs picked it up. My inbox exploded. People were tagging their coworkers saying, "This is why you don't mess with your IT team." Even recruiters reached out asking if I was open to new opportunities. Meanwhile, Todd? He went radio silent. Word got around. The execs weren't happy. Rumor was he had been quietly reassigned to special projects, which is corporate speak for "we don't trust you anymore." I didn't gloat. Okay, maybe a little. But mostly I just smiled, because karma had finally gone digital. After the post went viral, my inbox turned into a party. Recruiters, startups, even former clients I hadn't heard from in years, all wanted a piece of the woman who fixed the unfixable and didn't flinch. So I did what any self-respecting tech wizard would do. I launched my own consultancy. No middlemen, no Todds, just me, my laptop, and a waitlist that grew faster than a corrupted database. I set my rates, I chose my clients, I even got invited to speak at a tech conference, the same one Todd once said I wasn't senior enough for. As for Todd, last I heard he was buried in internal operations, which is corporate code for "we don't trust you with anything public." I didn't need revenge. I had receipts, respect, and freedom. So, to anyone out there who's been underestimated, overlooked, or tossed aside, remember Jasmine. And remember this: when they try to delete you, come back as the upgrade. If this story hit home, hit that like button, subscribe for more real-life revenge tales, and drop a comment if you've ever had your own Jasmine moment. Your voice matters, and your comeback might just be the next viral story.